Live from WLNS TV, this is 6 News This Morning.
Good Saturday morning. Thanks for waking up with us on 6 News. I'm Cryss Walker.
And I'm meteorologist Eric Estreva.
So, Eric, today we are going to have some hot weather, maybe even some barbecue weather, but rain tonight?
Rain tonight, nothing that we have to worry about during the day. That's the good news. We're waking up to a lot of sunshine right now out on our WLNS tower cam. You can see a pretty beautiful shot, even some cars in the Frandor Shopping Center getting things started a little bit early this morning. Outside on satellite and radar, we're seeing lots of sunshine. Even the fog that was in our southern sections now moving on out. Temperatures now climbing into the mid to upper 60s. We're going to be approaching the low 80s today with a lot of sunshine. Winds are going to be out of the west at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, so have a fantastic Saturday.
We start your morning with an update from our nation's capital. New details have surfaced about Donald Trump Jr. and connections to the Kremlin. The news broke as a former Trump campaign advisor testified on Capitol Hill. Seth Lemon has more from the White House.
President Trump is back on U.S. soil.
New this morning, Congressman Dan Kildee says that Trump Care will cost Americans more money for mediocre benefits. Kildee will bring his message to 2 Michigan cities today. Congressman Kildee will be in Flint and Howell speaking about health care. Kildee says under the bill, 22 Americans will lose coverage. The chairman of the Democratic caucus will join him as well. We have another update for you this morning on the murder of Trayvon McDuffie. The young man was shot to death outside the Quickie convenience store on Jolly and Waverly earlier this week. The 23-year-old murder suspect was in Eaton County Court on Friday, and Alicia Bergio was there and has more on his charges.
23-year-old Nathaniel Bowers sat down in an Eaton County District courtroom for the first time today, facing charges that could determine his fate.
That was Alicia Bergio reporting, and Bowers is due back in court on July 24th. A former Owasso priest was in court as well on Friday. Reverend David Fisher pleaded guilty to embezzling nearly $500,000 from the St. Joseph Catholic Church. According to our media partners at MLive, the 70-year-old oversaw the church for more than 20 years before he retired and moved to North Dakota. That's where he was arrested back in March after church officials found an audit showing hundreds of thousands of dollars missing from church accounts. Fisher will be sentenced in September. Former Church Secretary Nancy DeFriend is also being charged in connection to the case for embezzling from a charitable organization. We have a warning for you about Michigan beaches. New data from BeachGuard is red flagging 17 Michigan shorelines for high levels of bacteria. 3 of those beaches are along Lake Michigan. Other beaches are near Traverse City State Park and Lake St. Clair. The Michigan DEQ has closed many of those beaches. Contamination notices have been posted at other locations. Michigan BeachGuard Data Service provides public information about water quality from all beaches across the state. View the closure maps on WLNS.com. We have a consumer alert for Honda drivers this morning. The automaker is recalling Honda Accord models built between 2013 and 2016 for fire concerns. According to the Highway Traffic Safety Administration, water leakage could cause the battery to spark and ignite. Dealerships will offer free repairs at the end of the month.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather on the 6s. Brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Well, today I have the ball, which is going to be perfect. If you're going to be out at the beach today, go do some volleyball, some what are those things called? The beach balls, everything like that. It's going to be fantastic. Lots of sunshine for the remainder of the day today. We're already seeing a lot of sunshine out there. Now it's tonight into tomorrow morning where we're going to start to see that system scooting on in, bringing some showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms. Luckily, we won't have any severe weather that we need to worry about. But again, just keep an eye to the sky tomorrow if you're going to be out and about for the day. Here's a look at current traffic conditions. Not doing too bad around Hastings, Charlotte. Should see normal posted speeds throughout the morning.
Looking good out there, Eric.
I can't beat this day. I mean, we're going to be seeing more clouds tomorrow, so if you do have any plans to be outside, I would suggest doing so today than tomorrow.
Do you have any plans on being outside? The weather is nice.
You know, I'm going to try and be outside. I do need to take a nap in between these shows and the 6 and 11, but other than that, I'm going to try and make myself outside.
That's the morning show blues.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, Eric. Coming up, we'll have your weekend roundup with Malik Brown from LansingMay.com, and we'll tell you what you can do for fun today and tomorrow when you join us after the break. Right now it's 9:51. We're looking over the city of Jackson, nice and sunny. Thanks for waking up and watching 6 News this morning.
Live from WLNS TV, this is 6 News This Morning.
Welcome to the weekend, Mid-Michigan. Thanks for starting your Saturday right here with 6 News This Morning. I'm Cryss Walker. Well, this time yesterday morning, we were already dealing with tens of thousands of power outages across the area due to those morning storms. Consumers Energy customers were hit the hardest, with at least 150,000 people losing power. Things are better this morning, but we still have about 4,600 customers without power in Eaton County. We start with an update for you this morning from Germany, where world leaders are in their second and final day of the G20 summit. The world watched Friday as the U.S. and Russia reached a ceasefire agreement in southwest Syria. It happened during President Donald Trump's first meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin as commander-in-chief. Mola Langhi has more from Washington.
First, a handshake, then a pat on the back. That kicked off President Trump's first face-to-face meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
We have more on a story developing in Lansing right now after police discovered the body of a woman inside a local motel on Friday. The woman was found unresponsive at the America's Best Value Inn on Ramada Drive on the southwest side of the city. Detectives have launched a homicide investigation and are withholding the victim's name right now, as well as the cause of death. Lansing police are working with Michigan State Police in this case, but stay with 6 as we follow the investigation and bring you updates as soon as we get them. New this morning, over $1 million in grant money is on its way to the state of Michigan to renovate and install new pump stations in Michigan waterways. The money comes from the Boating Infrastructure Grant and Clean Vessel Act. Federal officials hope the grant will be used to increase boating, recreation, and tourism around the state. The money will be used to build 13 pump stations. Researchers in the state say an oil spill could happen anytime beneath the Straits of Mackinac over the next 30 years. There is a 1 in 6 chance that a section of Enbridge's Line 5 pipeline could leak. Earlier this week, a public forum was held to discuss the future of Line 5. Analysts say constructing a new trench or tunnel crossing could address the issue. But to read up on the other proposed alternatives, visit the Scene on 6 section of our website, WLNS.com. Meantime, the embezzlement case against a Williamston priest continued Friday. Prosecutors say an audit showed almost $5 million could be missing from the St. Martha Parish. Father Jonathan Worley was in court yesterday, and so was his former bishop, who took the witness stand.
If that was a rectory that was going to be in relationship to the parish, and it would belong to the parish, because the old one was inadequate, well, that would be subject to study by the commission and then approved by the bishop.
And did that ever happen?
No.
Concerns were raised once it was discovered that Father Worley lived in a $1 million home in Williamston. His defense attorney claims that Worley used family money and that his client did not mishandle parish funds. Prosecutors tell us Father Worley could face more charges down the road. And on the economic front, a new report says people in the U.S. are getting back to work, with over 200,000 people joining the national workforce last month. Officials say it's the biggest spike in job growth in the last 4 months. According to the U.S. Labor Department, last month marked the lowest unemployment rate in 16 years, with over 1 million jobs being added to the market in the first half of the year. Back here in Michigan, an appeals court judge is deciding whether or not the state owes money to thousands of people who were wrongfully accused of unemployment fraud. As a result, the government seized tax refunds and slapped some with fines and penalties. The state blames a computer glitch for the issue that has since been fixed. The judge says he plans to have a decision soon. Coming up, we'll have your weekend roundup with Malik Brown of LansingMay.com. Get all the details on what you can do for fun today when you join us after the break. Right now, you're looking at the city of Jackson looking good out there, nice and sunny. Right now it's 11:17. Thanks for waking up and watching 6 News this morning. Just ahead on 6 News this morning, a presidential tweet has some people concerned that the White House is indirectly condoning violence against the media. The reactions from D.C. Plus, dozens of people illegally got into Michigan with the help of an immigration consultant in Canada. And later, where to go and what you need to know to join the celebration of our nation's independence tonight. 6 News is here for you right now.
Live from WLNS TV, this is 6 News This Morning.
Criticism is growing today over the president's social media use. President Trump sent out a controversial tweet regarding CNN, a news outlet he continually criticized. As Hannah Daniels explains, both Democrats and Republicans aren't viewing this latest tweet attack fondly.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle took to the Sunday shows this weekend, condemning President Trump's ongoing war with the media.
This week, the president will head to Germany for the G20 summit. It's where he will have his first face-to-face visit as president with Russia's leader, Vladimir Putin. President Trump is big into tightening our borders. Well, a Canadian woman will spend the next 3 years in prison after pleading guilty to illegally smuggling people from Canada into Michigan. 38-year-old Iram Jaffrey was an immigration consultant living in Windsor before being brought up on charges. In addition to her prison time, she also has been ordered to pay $200,000 in fines. Prosecutors say between 2011 and 2016, Jaffrey fraudulently obtained more than 100 visas for people living illegally in the U.S. who picked up the documents from a company in Windsor before heading into Detroit. Here in mid-Michigan, 2 police officers from Battle Creek are on administrative leave this morning. They were involved in a shooting Saturday that sent a man to the hospital. It all happened near the city's downtown area. Everything started with a report on a home break-in. Police say they thought they found the suspect driving nearby, but when they tried to stop the car, the driver sped off, leading them on a chase. Eventually, they say the suspect stopped, got out, and started shooting at the officers, who returned fire. The suspect was hurt and taken to a hospital. We're told he'll survive. The police officers were not hurt but put on leave while the incident is investigated, which is standard procedure. A different investigation is underway in Iona County this morning. Fire marshals are working to figure out the cause of a barn fire at a farm. It happened Saturday night on the 55 block or 5500 block of State Road. According to officials, nobody was hurt, but the flames destroyed the barn and the crop of fruit being stored inside. Coming up, some of the biggest fireworks displays in mid-Michigan are set to blast off tonight, but one venue is upping security. What to know before you go, and more local news next. The time right now is 9:17. Thank you for watching 6 News this morning.